this shape.
You wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Sugar little piece, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Sugar little piece, wanna see some more.
I'm gonna run it up, though you know your fun is up. James knew back when I was coming up, didn't wanna know then. Now I bet they'll have an ask no more. No, or an ask, the bar is raised. If you know me, now I can bar for days. Nothing there to prove, cause I've done enough. Lights out, still gonna keep the torch. Check your little piece, wanna see some more?
You wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Check your little piece, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Check your little piece, wanna see some more. Check your little piece, wanna see some more. You wanna try to beat the force, I wanna try to defeat the law. You wanna be with me, of course. Sugar little piece, wanna see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more, see some more. Soul gonna rise when I leave this corpse. Sugar little piece, wanna see some more, see some, see some. I never mind if people change. I wanna try and heal my pain. How do you buy what can't be sold? How can you lie to me in my face, in my face, in my face, in my face, in my face? That's how still gonna keep the torch. Sugar little piece, wanna see some more?
EA Sports in the National Football League welcome you to Acrisure Stadium here in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The veteran Chris Boswell ready to get things going. And off we go from the Steel City. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. From the shotgun, they'll throw to get this one started. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, here's Nix. He connects with Mims. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself in your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Got a man over the middle. There's Sutton. Here's 2nd and 2. A first carry for the former Tar Heel, Javonte Williams. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Nix from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up, and they fail through the air, and They're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
Clear. Good job right there. Good.
Wilson gonna throw right away. That is caught downfield by Pickens.
36 foul. 35.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Let's go double count right here. Double count. Bring out. 14. Alert. 3 minutes.
On 2nd down, Russ. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
And that ball intercepted by Surtain. And the Broncos will take over here just past the 30.
Well, we're getting a little test here early, Mike, to see just how easy is this team to rattle. Didn't look like they were able to get through that opening script that they had worked on all week. So I'm going to be curious on this next drive. Do they stick to the plan? Do they pick up where they left off? Or is there a little bit of a reaction, or dare I say panic, to come out and make some adjustments in response to that early interception?
And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
Second down. Nix. He'll let this one go long for Williams. And he will take this one in. 73 yards. Touchdown, Denver.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Check.
Wilson lines up in the pistol. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down.
So the defense comes out in a cover 2 shell. And what that means, Mike, is the 2 safeties are going to split the field in half. One guy has one half, and the other guy has the other. There are abilities to get down the middle of the field, especially if you have speed. But really where you can attack it is they don't have enough guys to defend all of the underneath zones. And if you run the right concepts with the right quarterback, you can pick them apart.
They'll run. This is Jalen Warren. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Out of the gun, here's Russ. He's got Frymuth open on the left side. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
That'll be caught by the running back, Warren. And he'll be out of bounds all the way down at the 10. That is a gain of 22, and it sets up 1st down and goal.
Well, they certainly aren't wasting any time marching down the field. I mean, you only need one hand to count how many plays they've run, and yet they find themselves 1st and goal inside the low red zone.
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. It's the Broncos with the early lead. And we're back to the Steel City after this. They'll have to go the full 10 yards. It's 1st and goal. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. That's the linebacker, Cody Barton.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
Nick snap on 1st and 10. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air.
That one intercepted. Chris Boswell on for the point after. He gets it to go, and the Steelers will level things out at 7 apiece. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. Here's Tremon Smith on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Back to throw is Nick. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
Now, a 2nd down throw for Nix. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
Really just been a combination of errors here on this drive. I mean, the sack on 1st down put him in a bad spot. Then the incompletion there, trying to gain it back on second. And now they find themselves in a critical third down here, or they're facing a 3 and out.
Now Nick's going to look to throw. But he tried to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that any time a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. That's to the big tight end, Freiermuth. And he will get into the end zone. Pat Freiermuth, touchdown Pittsburgh. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. They're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Here's Smith to return it. Oh, nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. To throw is Nix. Quick throw here is complete. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
Rookie to rookie right there, Mike. And I'll tell you what, they've got some really good young pieces on this roster.
A 1st down throw for Nix. Going down the middle of the field, and he's got his tight end. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts. A big-time play for the Broncos. And even 50 yards. They'll run. It's Williams. And nothing develops there. It'll stay right at the 5-yard line. No gain on that one.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
Another one from the 5. 2nd down and goal. Here's Nix to throw. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Cortland Sutton. Touchdown, Denver. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He'll go right and find his running back. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. From the shotgun, Wilson. This one caught by the back out of the backfield.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
He was looking for George Pickens there, and that will lead to a second down.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays. But I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark. Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire. So the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. Third down stop sets up fourth down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
The punter remains on the sideline. They're going to line up and go for it on fourth down. And for the third time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Mike, these are just throws you're not accustomed to seeing, especially from a quarterback that has played this much football. He's been around the NFL for a long time. He's got to make better decisions. Costly mistakes like that are going to kill his team.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. Got a man over the middle. There's Sutton. And he will have a first down, and they're into field goal range now at the 30. Throwing is Nix. And for the third time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Steelers are going to have the ball at their own 18-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
14. 12.
Now Wilson on first down. That is caught downfield by Pickens. Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their second, as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Working free downfield, it is Williams. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
On first down, Wilson. That's to the left side and taken in by Jefferson. Give them a dozen yards on that one and give them first and goal.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. That's exactly how it played out here. You can draw up all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
We have hit halftime. Going to take a quick break, come back, second half of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. First and 10.
Hey, guys, listen. Quick. Hold up.
Out of the gun, here's Russ. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
We've already seen these two guys connect for a touchdown in this game, and had they been on the same page there, I think they would have been able to add to that total. Unfortunately for them, just a little bit off, and it falls incomplete.
Now Wilson on second down. That'll be caught by the running back, Warren.
This guy's really starting to roll now. I mean, his involvement in the passing game just continues to pick up, and until the defense identifies him as a pass threat, I expect this quarterback to keep looking his way.
That is brought in. And he will go all the way. George Pickens. Touchdown Steelers. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Here's Smith to return it. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. On first down, here's Nix to throw. Got it into the hands of Mims. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5.
Just take what the defense is giving you, and you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, pitch routes, quick game. Now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
Second down, Nix. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Weed. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is, how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn?
That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Jones.
You know, Mike, we're seeing both these offenses come out here and play a little fast and loose in the passing game. The last two throws for each team, both resulting in an interception. Now, don't get me wrong. Neither of these secondaries is going to complain. They'll happily feast on those type of throws the rest of the game. But I get a sense on these next two drives, come out here, establish the run, dose of ground and pound. Let's settle things down offensively and regroup for the rest of this game.
He connects with Mims. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
Here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. Taking off.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football. And
for the 5th time, he is intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
As hard as it is to have this conversation, at some point, someone on this sideline needs to say, is it better off for this young rookie to just remove him from the game, take a deep breath, and reset for next week? Because at this point, 5 interceptions in, you start being concerned that you're doing more harm than you are good.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Wilson lines up in the pistol. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category, but big with the lead, despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback. Not exactly the type of drive to write home about, Mike. 3 passes, 3 incompletions, no yards gained, and I really can't blame any of these fans who have continued to voice their frustration, especially after that last series of play calls.
He's got his man. It's Pickens. Throwing again. Wilson. That's pulled in. Najee Harris. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Go, 14. 14.
Again, Wilson. That is caught at the 3. And he's in. George Pickens. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes, and this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
Here's Smith to return it. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. Nix, now to throw it here on first down. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams.
What an advantage it brings a defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field. And this is a great example here why.
Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll throw. It's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete. He was looking for Marvin Mims there. And it's going to be 3rd down. Nix from the gun on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the 3rd quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
Nix gonna throw for it. And more of the same. Another interception. That's the linebacker, Alex Highsmith. The defense is having a day. They extend the lead with Greg, their 2nd pick 6 of the game.
And that's just something you don't see very often in the NFL, Mike. I mean, you might see a handful of games each year where there's 1 pick 6. But to get 2 pick 6s in the same game, this defense is on fire.
Boswell now for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Steelers will extend this 3rd quarter lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Here's Smith to return it. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. An even 20 yards. Impressive start to this drive. So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Nix now on 1st and 10. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, here's Nix. Open is Troutman downfield. He's got it. And he'll be taken down at the 10-yard line. So not quite 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. To throw is Nix. Off he goes. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. One of his teammates is there to pick it up. And he's going to take it in for the touchdown. Whoa! Have a friend in the right spot at the right time. The fumble, not a turnover, but a TD. Lutz for the extra point. He's got it. And the Broncos back within a couple of scores. It's 35-21. So now after the touchdown, Lutz going to send this one away. Patterson now to return it. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's the pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
Go. 19.
From the shotgun, Wilson throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time.
Open man downfield is Freiermuth. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line.
That's good for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wilson will throw again. He'll go right and find his running back.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 10-yard line.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. They'll drop to throw. He's got it at the 3. This drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team. It is brought in the end zone. Jalen Warren. Touchdown Steelers. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
That's going to be caught. So add a couple more points, and they add to their lead. Boswell now, following the touchdown, back out to kick this one off. On the return, here's Mims. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. A 1st down throw for Nix. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he's out of bounds inside the 30. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. Pickup of 46 yards. On first down, here's Nix to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Throwing is Nix. He connects with Mims. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike. How well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard it.
Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And he's just throwing ducks up there. Another ball intercepted. Picked off by Dante Jackson.
Well, Mike, this is entering the wrong kind of rarefied air. I mean, as in, it's only happened a handful of times since the turn of the millennium rare. It's an entire season's worth of picks thrown in just one game. I think at this point, you junk the playbook, you light it on fire, and we're just going to start from scratch next week.
14.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Mike Williams, the one he was looking for, and it'll lead to a 2nd down. On 2nd down, Russ. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Alert, 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 alert. Block that.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll let this go for Pickens. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. He's going to try it here again. That is brought in. And he's going to have the Steelers' first down. They come up with a big one there to keep the drive moving. And then some. To throw again is Wilson. Laying out, and he made the catch. What a play. And we'll get whistles and a timeout, so they will stop the clock. Closing seconds, game decided, but timeout anyway.
Hey, alert. Check. Left pass.
Throwing again, Wilson. Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Surtain. And the Broncos are going to come up with a late turnover, but it will only matter to the stat keepers. This ball game is over. So this one in the win column for the Steelers. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the